Well, hi there. Warm welcome. You watching Times Now's Blueprint Explosive Exclusive, and I'm Meghna Deka. Well, viewers, it rained glitz and glamour at the Oscars last night. But Rajniti too walked the red carpet and reigned large over it. In fact, the Academy are a celebration of art and of cinema, but it's also a stage for political statements and bold messaging as well. In fact, in this show, we are going to get you the top 7 controversies which stole the Oscar limelight and reminded us how celebrities use the stage to voice their opinions. From Free Palestine to Free Congo, we are going to tell you what really happened on the red carpet and, more importantly, off it as well. In fact, let me go across to our panelists today. Guess who's joining us? Well, it's going to be none other than Ricky Kej, a 3-time Grammy winner, one of India's most celebrated music composer. He needs no introduction and definitely no introduction to the red carpet. He's definitely no stranger to that. Thank you so much, Ricky Kej, for joining us here on Times Now. So let me go across to Ricky Kej. Ricky Kej, you've been to several of these high-profile red carpet events where we have seen stars come out and take a very strong stand. Is it something which always goes hand in hand when you're in there, you decide that you use your voice at that large scale, at that large stage, to give a voice to the causes that you are espousing by the stars?
No, I guess the red carpet is a beautiful opportunity for artists to actually express themselves. We can express ourselves through various ways, express our personality, express where we come from. Like, for example, when I attended the Grammys this year in February, I tried to express myself through my Indian clothes and, through a shawl that was actually made in a handloom in North Karnataka. I wore a dhoti, I wore a jacket which showcased the beautiful, the beautiful craftsmanship of Indian weavers. But at the same time, a lot of people would like to showcase their political leanings. And, but that is something that I prefer not doing, simply because you end up alienating an audience of yours on, on television. And that is something that I'm not interested in doing. I would rather express my art, and I would rather express my own personality rather than my political leanings.
Well, that's very beautifully said. Yes, I want to use that stage, but use it for something good, something to promote your own nation, your own culture. But Ricky Kej, have you seen any of these awkward moments? How does it happen when you're there? Because you're a 3-time Grammy winner, of course, you're a regular at these big ticket events. When you're at a place like that, there is so much of a limelight on you. You know you're at the center stage. Is it difficult to come up with that one position that you want to take? Because there are very few words, very few visual, messaging that you can give out to pick that one thing that you decide upon. How do you do that?
It's, the thing is that I just go with the flow. I go with my own personality, as I mentioned, and things that I am passionate about. But at the same time, while I'm on the red carpet, I see a lot of other things happening. Like, for example, this year, the whole Kanye West, where he brought his wife and she wore the nude costume over there. So that was designed by Kanye West and his wife to provoke, because they wanted to promote their brand and they wanted to promote sales of their brand. So it was designed for provocation. And many times even the political statements that are made are designed for provocation, or they're designed to actually get eyeballs from the press. Because you just get those few seconds on the red carpet where all these photographers are photographing you. And you have to have that. I mean, a lot of people feel that they need to have that one small hook which gets them noticed among all the 100 celebrities who walk the red carpet on that particular year.
Ricky Kej, I was asking you, you just heard some of the most harshest of words, harshest of political criticism coming out on the stage of the Oscars, of the Tonys, Grammys too. You've seen some of them. Tell us about your big hits and misses that you've witnessed.
So I would say that, Marlon Brando, his was the most famous political statement that he had made when he had won the Oscar. He did not go and receive the Oscar. This was a couple of decades ago. And he sent a Native American woman on stage to collect the trophy on his behalf. And his statement was very strong about the way that the Native American populations or the First Nation populations are being treated in America. Then another very good example that comes to my mind is Natalie Portman. A few years ago, she had attended the Oscars wearing a gown where she had etched or rather woven within the seams of the gown all the names of the women directors who had made films that particular year, and that year no women directors were actually nominated. I felt that that probably was, even though the intentions were good of Natalie Portman, it was probably in bad taste, simply because the directors who were actually nominated did not feel good about their nomination anymore, and I felt that it ruined their special night. But at the same time, Natalie Portman also needs to put her needs to put her weight around women directors, because how many women directors has she actually accepted films from, and how many scripts has she actually read from women directors and participated in their movies. So I feel that sometimes the political statements on the red carpet or political statements in the Oscars are made just as a matter of virtue signaling rather than actual interest. Another example is Leonardo DiCaprio. When he won the Oscar for Revenant, his first ever Oscar, it was an emotional moment not only for him but for all his fans worldwide. He spoke about climate change, and he spoke about climate change with a lot of passion because he truly feels what he believes in, and he's even made a documentary on climate change in the past. He constantly advocates for responsible behavior towards mitigating the effects of climate change. His speech was absolutely beautiful, and it connected really well with the story itself of Revenant. So I thought that was a perfect example of showcasing what you believe in and doing it in a way that is not pedantic and not preachy.
Ricky Kej, one final question. What have you done to showcase your personal views, your culture, your tradition? You've mentioned one example. Are there others as well?
Yes, in fact, when I won my second Grammy Award, that is in 2022, I gave a speech which went completely viral on the internet. I gave a speech on the Grammy stage for the millions of people who are watching, which was about the true meaning of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which is not just about living in peace and harmony among all of us human beings, but it is about living in peace and harmony with all life, that is the forest and wildlife, and also the elements of nature. And true Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, as per Indian culture and traditions, is key to our coexistence and key to our survival as the human species.
Right.
In fact, the first Grammy Award that I won was in 2015, just a few months after Prime Minister Modi was elected as our Prime Minister. And I remember mentioning on stage that I was really happy that he is our Prime Minister, and everybody in the audience clapped at that. So I thought that was my political moment on stage, because it was something that I was truly really happy about.
Lovely that you would give Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam a truly global stage. That's what it stands for, isn't it? Ricky Kej, three-time Grammy Award winner, but also one of the perfect spokespersons for India. One of the perfect ways of showcasing India on the global stage as well that you have been. Thank you so much for joining us here on the show. Well, with that, we are slipping into a short break. Don't go anywhere. We return in 2 minutes.